Descendants was never just about heroes and villains, it was about inheritance. The story begins with a simple question. What happens when the children of villains are given a chance to define themselves outside their parents' history? Auradon represents opportunity, the Isle represents expectation, and every character exists between those two realities, because legacy creates pressure before choice even exists. The series explores identity through contrast. Characters raised to believe power means control enter a world that values responsibility and empathy. That transition isn't instant. Growth happens through mistakes, relationships, and moments where characters decide who they are rather than who they were expected to be. Choice becomes the theme. Mao's journey reflects that tension most clearly. Leadership isn't about rejecting the past, but understanding it without being limited by it. The franchise repeatedly returns to the idea that darkness doesn't disappear. It becomes something you learn to manage. And managing identity takes time. Descendants also reframes villainy. Instead of presenting evil as fixed, the story shows behavior shaped by environment. The Isle isn't just a place, it's a system that reinforces survival over trust. Moving characters into Auradon tests whether context changes behavior, because environment influences belief. Friendships drive transformation as much as romance or conflict. Characters who once competed learn collaboration. Rivalries evolve into support. The next generation builds relationships that don't follow the same patterns as their parents. That generational shift defines the franchise. Magic functions as metaphor rather than solution. Power amplifies intention. Insecurity creates instability. Confidence creates balance. Characters learning emotional control often unlock their strongest abilities, reinforcing the idea that growth is internal before it's external. And that message keeps the story grounded. Later chapters expand the world beyond a simple Isle versus Auradon dynamic. New heirs, new kingdoms, and new threats introduce complexity, showing that leadership means navigating differences rather than eliminating them. The question stops being who belongs. It becomes how different people coexist. Descendants resonates because it focuses on possibility, the idea that history influences you without determining you, that mistakes don't erase potential, that legacy can be redefined rather than escaped, because identity isn't inherited, it's built. Descendants isn't a story about defeating villains. It's a story about understanding them, including the parts that exist inside the heroes. And once characters accept that complexity, the real transformation begins.
You're watching Prime Flix TV. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next big update.